Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this camp session, I'm going to turn to the east and give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rakapadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. Yahawashi being the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Grand Millstone, who rule well and teach well, and are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to Yakin, pushing his word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, making your calling and election sure, man. Shalom, shalom. And, I'm out here, I'm actually in Phoenix right now, man, because I got stationed out here to start working, and I'm going to start trucking, so I don't know, how, I'm going to be able to, do camp and things of that sort, but the Lord will find a way for me, man. But as I'm waiting, to start working, they got me a hotel out here, so I just decided, man, let's hold camp real quick, bro. Let's put in the work for the Lord. But of course, we have, all types of things going on in Babylon the Great, right? The scriptures do say that I'll make his tongue to fall upon himself. And what is one way that his tongue has been fallen upon him is through the movies, bro. A lot of brothers have been talking about that, Leave the World Behind, right? And also this new one that's coming out, I forgot, it's coming out in April next year, tending going into civil unrest. And I just think that's going to be part two of, Leave the World Behind, because Leave the World Behind, I actually did like the ending, because the ending didn't need much explanation, right? Because the girl seen what? World War III had started. You see? And that's all, that's all you people need to know. And who co-produced that movie? Michelle and Barack Obama, man. It goes to show, man, that you people don't have too much time left to repent, man. The doors of repentance are closing, okay? And the thing is, man, as Akim, doing this work, our hands have been, cleansed, bro, from this blood. These people out here, have heard about the truth, have either scoffed or mocked at it, and or know about it and don't do anything with it, right? They hear the talent, and that is what? Blood upon their hands. Okay, so this is the book of Ezekiel. Let me get Ezekiel, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, and I'm just gonna start at verse 1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if he, when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. You see? Let me get Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Because doing this work is going to give you that good chance of you being a part of the elect and receiving that tawah, right? That mark of exemption. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and Jerusalem is a people before it's a place, okay? And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, okay? Because we are not only here sighing and crying, we're actually out here to bring out the good news as well, right? That you have the ability to repent, that we're still in the grace before, Yahawashi brings that terrible judgment. And it's going to begin with Jacob's trouble, which you people out here in the world know as shit hitting the fan. Shit hitting the fan is documented in the scriptures. But the thing about it is, in this time, it's going to be, far worse than any other time ever before, man. You can go into all different types of crises and plagues that happened, back in the past. And you can just merge all that together and put it in one here, right? Because you're going to have all types of things, man. You're going to have, right, when you read the book of, let me get this. Just to further on that point, when you read the book of 2nd Ezra, it's the 16th chapter, which is, has been heavy lately only because we're at that time, man. There's not too much time left. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Salakia. It's actually 15. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse 10. Behold, my people was led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt was smitten with all types of plagues, including what? Apparitions. You're gonna have all types of apparitions happening, and showing themselves out here during the time of Jacob's trouble. When you read the book of Job, you're also gonna have Leviathan out here, right? You're gonna have the sedition among men. You're gonna have famine, pestilences, and all different types of things that are gonna just merge themselves all in one big ball of evil, man. The book of, let me get this. Salaki, man, for being all over the place, but this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, thus saith the Lord power unto the land of Israel, and the end is come upon the four corners of the land. Okay? And when you go to the four corners, man, that's not going into the earth being flat, okay? That's going into, Salaki. That's going into the north, east, west, and the south, man. That's the fourth corner. That's the four corners, okay? And regardless if you guys debating on whether the earth is flat or not, that's not going to bring you salvation, man. But just know that it's not flat, bro. Because when you go into the book of Corinthians and how we're going to be immortals and things of that sort, and how the Lord stretches out the heavens forever, that's going into these planets being inhabited by us, man. If we're going to be living forever, man, we're going to need all that type of space, But nonetheless, the end has come upon the four corners of the land, man. This is why all these apocalyptic movies are coming out now, right? These people, are now, getting shooken up by the movie that they have just seen, that their own elites have produced, right? Leave the world behind. And that was a beautiful movie, man, because it goes to show you. Oh, I was gonna also make a lesson too, man. I got on TikTok, right? And the first thing that I opened was, Salaki. As soon as I opened TikTok, the first thing that I seen was China committing a cyber attack on US soil, man. And that was one clip, and I scrolled down and it was the same article but another dude doing it. I scrolled down and there was the same, and that was a different video, but with the same article talking about that. Scroll down again and it was the same article. I have the video. I don't know if it uploaded or not, but yeah, man, it was back to back to back. Not even too long after that movie came out. It just goes to show you, man, that we're at the end. We're at the end. There's not too much time left, right? The vision has been made plain, and if you can't receive it now, man, then you're just most likely not of the elect. And that also goes to show that. Let me get this before I read on. That also goes to show that we're at the end, man. Right? That means that the elect, seeing all that happen, right? You guys can clearly see, Jacob's trouble being made manifest. That goes to show you that we're at the end. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? This is why we do this work, so we can seal the elect, and then the end is going to come. And this also goes to show you, man, that Christianity, all these different religions, man, Christianity, Islam, so on and so forth, they're not the truth, because they've been, spread out throughout the four corners of the earth, man, through bloodshed as well. And what happened? We're still here, man. We're still under Esau, Edom's rule. And then what? Now you had the prophets, come up on the scene, starting with Abba Bivens. And, now we're at this point where you have, damn near Israelites all throughout the whole globe. And now what do you see happen? This kingdom slowly going down, Babylon the Great being, chanted down. And now you have what? The dollar getting ready to collapse. These other nations are getting ready to, team up with each other, just as the scriptures say in the book of Revelations, the 17th chapter. Team up on America, Babylon the Great, and planning on how they're going to destroy it, right? Through nuclear missiles. But at first, it's going to start through, cyber attacks, the dismantling of, waters, things of that sort, of our water supply and food supply, just so they can usher in order out of chaos, right? So they can start setting up their enterprise. Okay. And let me go back to Ezekiel, the 7th chapter, verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abominations, man. Yahawashi, Yahawashi is getting ready to send plagues upon those that have, that don't got that 12, man, that 12, that mark of exemption in the book of Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Okay? This is why the Lord, man, has even created, because the Lord created that movie, bro. The Lord does everything. Let's get this. Let's get this, man. Salakia. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, and verse, there you go, Salakia, not 21. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 20, and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You see, man's goings are of the Lord. No matter what you think you're going to do, the Lord already ordained it. You can even read that in the book of, let me get it. Just to go a little bit more in depth on how that's done. This is the book of This is the book of Job, chapter 33 and verse 15. Just to go more in depth on how that is done. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, right? When you go to sleep, and slumbering upon the beds, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction. Right? What you had planned to do the next day, the Lord already had it, planned for you. Verse 17, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So you see, you may think you're going to do something tomorrow, but your plans get all misconstrued because the Lord had something else planned for you. And that goes to show you with these movies as well. Okay? The Lord already had a plan that, Michelle and Barack Obama were going to link up and drop this, end time prophecy movie. Because, that's the Lord movie, man. Even these folly-ass movies, bro, these comedies and movies that don't really mean shit, those movies are set up just so you can have these 2/3 put back into a slumber, right? Put them back to sleep. But, of course, we have that eye salve, man, so we're able to watch these movies and filter them through the scriptures. And furthermore, when these elites do it, we understand that that's more of a warning. Because Esau Edom's not going to tell you people, man, when, America's been infiltrated, or when it's, when Jacob's trouble has begun, right? Or when they have lost control, just like in the movie. And the scriptures say that, man, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. Hey, even Esau Edom doesn't even know, man, right? Because the scriptures talk about how he's gonna disappoint, his he's gonna disappoint the devices. Let me just get it. So this is him setting up his new world order, but even himself doesn't have a clue that the Lord is not dealing with him, and he's gonna even disappoint his thoughts, right? This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And what is their main enterprise? Their enterprise is the new world order, right? What they're getting ready to set up. So if Esau Edom, thinks he has all this in check, he thinks he has everything in order, he really doesn't, man. He really doesn't. And the Lord's gonna disappoint him. This is why he thinks he's about to, start, damn, it's working perfectly. And next thing you know, shit's gonna go left. Right? Shit's not gonna play out how he thinks it's gonna play out. And furthermore, it's gonna be suddenly too. But back at Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 4, and my eye shall not spare thee, Salakia, and mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways, and upon thee, and thy abomination shall be in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am the Lord. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come, and the end is come, and the end is come. It watches for thee, behold, it is come. So I'm going to read that, verse 6. And end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee, behold, it is come. We're at that time, man. People, there was an article that came out that 60% of Americans believe that we are going to be nuked. It goes to show you, man, that proverb in Israel is ceasing. Right? Ezekiel the 12th chapter. There's not too much time left here in Babylon the Great, to endure, man. Soon, those sleeper cells are going to get a call, right? Them caterpillars, they're going to get a call in the book of Jeremiah. They're going to get a call and start tearing shit up. and it's going to be suddenly. But the elect, they're going to have that mark of exemption that you can read right here in Ezekiel the 9th chapter. But that's going to happen to what? Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city, and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they begin at the ancient men, which were before the house. You see, this is why the scriptures say that a man shall be a hiding place for the woman, man. And the scriptures also say that through childbearing, she shall be saved. Because you women, bro, you guys are going to really, you single during the time of Jacob's trouble, you're really going to have it bad. And even then, man, even if you have a man, you can't just have any man, bro. You got to have the man of the elect. Because other than that, you guys are still going to get caught up, man. This is the book of Isaiah. One of the brothers' favorite precepts. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women should take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's what's going to happen to a lot of you Akim, man. You're probably out there, struggling to get some box or whatever. Don't worry about that, man. Soon you're going to have more than enough, and girls are going to be flocking to you, man. And you got to keep pushing the word and keep being on the Lord's good side, and you're going to be blessed, man. Just make sure just make sure your own self is safe, man. Let me get this. Man, just make sure. Is it Colossians? Salaki. What is it, Thessalonians? Well, there's a precept that goes into, I lost it, but there's a precept that goes into, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind, bro. Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Okay? Just make sure you're safe, bro. Make sure you're doing this because you want to gain salvation, bro. Man, your family, they're not gonna believe. Your woman, she's not gonna believe. Man, just do this because you don't want to get judged out there in Jacob's trouble, man. Right? Work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Start studying more. Watch lessons more. Take care of yourself more. And grow, man. Grow in the spirit and in this ministry, so you can go into Jacob's trouble with the knowledge on how you're gonna be able to, make it. Because how we're gonna be able to make it is not through any carnal means. There's no way we're gonna be able to make it out of here, carnally, man. No way. 0% chance. 0% chance. And you can read that in the book of Romans, the 8th chapter. And we're gonna have, I mentioned it a lot, but I'll just get the account to, show you how I can, man. Right? Yeah. That's a good precept as well, too. If it's not 2 Kings, then it's the book of 1 Kings. Yep, it's the book of 1 Kings. Bear with me, Akim. Yep, right here. This is the book of 1 Kings. Yup, right here. Come on. This is the book of 1 Kings, chapter 17, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And Elijah the Tishbite, who was the inhabitants of Gilead, said unto Ahab, As the Lord power of Israel liveth, before whom I stand, there shall not dew nor rain these years, but according to my word. And the word of the Lord came unto him, saying, Get thee hence, and turn thee eastward, and hide thyself by the brook Cherith, that is before Jordan. So you see, in this time period, Elijah actually, heard the Lord tell him where to go. And what did he do? He had faith in it. He's like, man, I bet. Verse 4, And it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he was going to drink water at a brook, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a well. And while he's there, drinking the water, the Lord is going to send birds to feed him. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith, and that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. So he was eating twice a day, man. He was eating good in the morning, and he was eating good during the evening. And he had water. He had everything he needed, in a time where famine hit, where when people weren't able to just drink their water, when people weren't just able to just get their food. And this is why we do what we do, man. And we believe on this, right? When we believe in this, when shit hits the fan, we have a miracle mindset to ourselves, man. We having no type of, we don't have no type of bug out bags. We have no plan B. We have no backup plan. You're not seeing brothers at the store just gathering up 20 bags, 20 pound bags of rice and so on and so forth. We're not preparing carnally for this time, man. We're leaning on Yahawashi to deliver us from these things. But furthermore, it starts with what? Our works and belief, right? When you read the book of Mark, let me get this. Because believing is one of the biggest things you can have, right? And faith, if thou hast faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you shall move a mountain. And when you go into the faith of a mustard seed, it's real small. But that tree grows up to be big as hell. So this is the book of Mark, chapter 6, and verse 4. But Yahawashi said unto them, A prophet is not without honor, but in his own country, and among his own kin, and in his own house. Technically saying, a prophet has honor everywhere else, but by his siblings and by his, by his city. Verse 5, And he could there do no mighty work. Why wasn't he? Save that he had laid upon his few Salakim. And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hand upon a few sick folk and healed them. Okay, so he wasn't able to do any work, but just those couple that did believe, man. Verse 6, And he marveled because of their unbelief, and he went around about the village teaching. He was like, damn, it's crazy how you guys don't believe. And even more so now than ever, bro, man, the scriptures tell you in the book of Samuel, man, that the house of David shall wax stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul shall wax weaker and weaker. And why should the house of David be waxing stronger and stronger, bro? Because, brothers push, studying and reading more, and because the prophecies are manifesting themselves more than ever. So your faith almost shouldn't even be faith, man. It should be, I know. It almost should be, I already know this is the truth, man, and I know what I need to do. It shouldn't be, as much as faith as it used to be when you first heard this truth. Okay? Let me get this. This is the book of Ezekiel, back at Ezekiel, chapter 33. Verse 4. Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own hand. You see, you man, you brothers that are doing this work in all truth and sincerity, with no ulterior motives, no, different things that you are, for whatever reason they're in this thing, but for salvation and to edify the Lord's sheep. Hey, you're gonna be good, man. You're gonna be delivered. We don't know exactly how, but have faith, man. Verse 5, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. You see, the 1/3. You believers, you listeners. You may not be doing the work, you may not be prophesying, you may not be out here, really, in the scriptures like that. but you do believe on Yahawashi Yahawashi, man. Verse 6, but if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. You see, we have a big responsibility when you come out to the highways and the byways, bro. That means you've been set as a watchman. And that's one of the greatest responsibilities you can have, because now you have, a lot of people, you have to warn. And really you have to deliver yourself. So when you go into the scriptures as well, man, it says that he that knoweth the will of the Heavenly Father and doeth it not, what's going to happen to him? He's going to receive 3 stripes more than those that didn't know what, the truth was. Because if you think about it, man, if the Lord has blessed you to understand and have faith in this truth and this word, that means you have the spot to being part of the 144,000, man, the head governing body of the kingdom, bro. Highest of the highest. You see the Rothschilds and the elites here on this side. Now imagine being on that level in righteousness on an everlasting kingdom that's going to be forever, bro. The Lord's mad at you 2 times. Damn, I gave you the opportunity to do this, to be a part of this, and you threw it behind your back because you wanted to live in Babylon the Great. You wanted to live life a little bit more comfortably, focusing on whatever you may focus on, man. Mammoth, money. You lie, or for a woman, right? The scriptures talk about how, a woman, has been the ruin of many kings. So you brothers got to get ready for that, man. We're getting ready to enter into a time when your Eve is getting ready to leave you, because you're not going to take that charagma. Your family members are going to disown you because you're not going to take that charagma. So on and so forth, man. You got to get ready to lose it all. Your jobs, everything, man, relationships, whatever. You got ready to lose that shit, all of it. Throw that shit in the past. When this shit hits and this shit cracks, man, that's when you should go, and lean to what you already been, doing, studying and reading. All right, it's time for thee to work, oh Lord, right? It's time for thee to work, that precept. And that's when the Lord's gonna work, man. And that's when your brothers that, endure through that tribulation, and you be a part of that elect, and the miracles come, you're gonna rejoice, bro. You're gonna be like, let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go. There's gonna be the biggest I told you so. And all these apocalyptic movies coming out, man. It's a beautiful thing. That's why we love them. We love the apocalyptic movies because it shows you that even Esau knows his kingdom is coming to a halt. And let me get this, man. Why are you guys so excited? Why do you guys want Babylon to be destroyed so much? Why can't you make it the best situation you can possibly make it out of? Man, let me show y'all this. This is the book of 2nd Esdras. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 7, Salakia, chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So what shall be the end of the first, man? When is it going to be the end of this world, bro? Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Who's Jacob? You Israelites, man. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you scattered Israelites that may look like the other nations. You may look like a so-called Edomite. You may look like a Moabite, so on and so forth. But you believe on the names of Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, man, and this truth. Okay? Held first, so like of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that kingdom that's following is going to be forever, man. It's going to be forever, And we're witnessing the end of Esau's rule. And we're getting ready to come into our rule, man. Jacob, you Israelites. So the more we see, these apocalyptic movies, the more we see America, gain this mantle, man. It's a beautiful sight, bro. It's really a beautiful sight. Because the Lord said what he's going to do. Right? Hey, the Lord is not empowered that he should lie. So, we don't got too much time left here in Babylon the Great, man. There's only, so much more prophecies left before, this shit really just goes crazy. Right? The charagma. World War III is already in play, and we understand that these nukes are going to be sent out until the charagma is set up. And if we're that close to World War III, How much more closer are we to Jacob? How much more closer are we to Jacob's trouble, man? A time like never before. We're only the elect, man. You brothers, the sincere Akim out there are gonna be delivered, man. And believe it, bro. You should want to come into these times, bro. If you're in the right spirit, you're not gonna be in that woe is me spirit, man. You're gonna be in that let's get it popping, man. I can't wait for this shit to happen. Because you have been doing everything that's been told of you to do, man. To the best of your ability, of course. To the best of your ability. So yeah, man, you people always talking about, man, why do you guys want America to be destroyed so bad? Why do you guys are negative this, negative that, man? Because we're getting ready to come into a kingdom. Hey, let me get this. Let me also get this. It's like it for being all over the place, man, but it's with the spirit's rolling, man. This is the book of Isaiah. All right, it's a lot. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65 and verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. We're waiting for the Lord to create this new heaven and this new earth, which is going to be what? The kingdom of heaven. That's going to be ruled by the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Let me get this. This is the book of 2 Peter. This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming day of the Most High. You see, we're looking for and hastening in the coming day of the Most High, man. We're looking for this shit to, get shut down. We're looking for Jacob's trouble. We're waiting for the dollar to crash, because, and then furthermore, the dollar collapsing, right, the market collapsing, that's in the scriptures, right? That's in the scriptures. So the reason we look for these things is because the scriptures are going to make themselves manifest even more and more. And we're going to be more correct. And this is the spirit that the men of the Lord were, man. That the men of the Lord were in. The exact same spirit you see brothers coming in, man. Excited when they see a movie like Leave the World Behind, man. Excited when, you hear, some more, bad, quote unquote, news on a news article, man. Looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. And what is that talking about? That's talking about the nuclear missiles. Okay, we're looking forward to World War III. We're looking forward to the nukes being shot out here, because that's the end. That's America being cleansed. And then what? That's when the Lord is going to set up the kingdom of heaven, where we're going to enter, when we're going to fully enter into that new covenant, man. Right now, we're in between covenant. We're under grace. That's what we're under. We're under grace. We're not in the old covenant, but we're not entirely in the new covenant. Okay? Because the new covenant consists of what? The laws being written in our inward parts. Right? What's the inward part? Your mind. Meaning you're going to be able to hold these laws to a T. And we're not able to do that right now, man. We still go off. I know for a fact I still go off sometimes. I mean, most of the times, you feel me? Because if you go into the law, you're going off every single day, man. Because you're touching, pork maybe. You're eating things that, that Esau Edom has put into your food, and that's minuscule, man. There's a lot of shit that we go off on, and we don't even know what we're doing, man. But the Lord has mercy upon us, man. But what? That's that new covenant, and then we're not in it yet. We're under grace right now. That's why we we eat something and we don't even know that it has pork in it, because the ingredient would have some wild ass name to it. It would be like XV12345 on the back of a hot Cheeto or something, and the whole time it's pork. So this is how we're not in the new covenant as of right now, but we're under grace. And the nuclear missiles, once that get shot up, that's when we're going to be fully in the new covenant, because that's how we're going to be able to get our new bodies, man. Because the new bodies are going to be able to hold us, our new bodies are going to be able to retain, not going off at all, right? Because what? Sin is death. How are we going to be immortals in the kingdom of heaven if this flesh is weak? The flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So we're going to be immortals in the kingdom of heaven when you read the book of Corinthians, or it's like in the book of Jude as well. it says what? That it says that we have been, in the book of Jude. Let me just get it real quick. See like it from rambling. This is the book of Jude. This is the book of Jude 1 and 7. So like, not 1 and 7. Let me get it. Yeah, right here. Salaki. Should be the last one of the last verses, man. Chains of darkness. Oh, right here. Salaki. This is the book of Jude chapter 1 and verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he has reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. When you go into those angels, that's talking about the elect men, right? Because when you go into that word angels, it just means messenger. Okay. So these are the chains of darkness, man. These fleshly bodies, they're able to, you're able to break a hand, you're able to get sick, you're able to, so on and so forth, man. You just have all these type of ailments that you're able to acquire in this flesh. So once we enter into that second covenant, right after the nukes have been set off, we're going to be able to be immortals because we're not going to sin no more, right? We're going to have the laws written in our inward parts. So that if we're not going to be sinning, that means that what? We're going to be living forever. And that's when we're going to have these new bodies that are going to be able to live forever as well, But nonetheless, man, Salaki, that was a bit, a little too meaty for some brothers, but, nonetheless, if y'all receive it, you'll receive it, man. If not, I don't want to desire, I can do a lesson on that, going into new bodies. But this is the book of book of 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 13. Nevertheless, going back to the point on how and why us brothers are so excited about, bad news coming upon America, Babylon the Great. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, we look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. You see, we are looking forward for the kingdom of heaven to be established. You people out here in the world, you guys truly don't want a new heavens, and you guys truly don't want a new world being ran under righteousness. You don't. This is why you scoff, you mock, you laugh. You even hear the whole matter, and you still for some reason find fault with it. Because you truly want to continue to live here in Babylon the Great. And it's because the Lord hasn't blessed you with faith, man. You don't have that eye shell, right? The kingdom of heaven is going to be like something never before, man. The kingdom of heaven is going to be like nothing ever before. You're going to have your children are going to be able to play with the snakes, right? The scriptures talk about how in that day, in the book of Isaiah, in that day, how the suckling shall be playing with, the snakes. And the lion's going to be, or the wolf's going to be sleeping with the sheep. So just giving you examples on how it's going to be real peaceful out here in the world. You're not going to have, where I'm at, man, you have all types of, people, dudes that out here, you're struggling, man. Homeless, don't got a crib, probably sprung out on drugs or whatever. But nonetheless, it's all because we're under the rule of who? Esau, Edom, right? The scriptures talk about how the people mourn, under a wicked, rule, right? Because, hey, man, we're under what? The Lord has set up the basis of men. When you read that in the book of Daniel, let me get that. The Lord has set up the basis of men, bro. And this is why we need a new rulership. And not just any rulership. We don't need no fucking Donald Trump part 2. We don't need no Barack Obama. We don't need no, even though he's a Hamite, Jake thinks that he's for them because he has the same skin color. We need the Israelites to be set up in power, man. And the Lord is getting ready to do just that. That's that. Nevertheless, we look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Because when you go into heavens, that goes into a state of mind and a state of being. We're not under our heaven, we're under our hell. But this is the book. This is the book of this is the book of Daniel. Salaki, appreciate it. Yep. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he giveth it over to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over the bases of men. And who is the bases of men? Esau, Edom. And this is, the Lord had put the spirit on these Edomites to put Joe Biden in that seat, because what's happening is that is a representation of the Lord allowing us to see that America is falling. And these other nations are looking at, Biden as a president, laughing, mocking at him. Hey, this is why when you read the book of Joel, it says, let the weak say I'm strong. This is why they're feeling that way, man. This is why they're feeling like they're strong, because they have someone like that, Sleepy Joe. The Lord has put someone like that, Sleepy Joe, in position just so prophecy can be fulfilled. And all that's going to lead us to what? World War III. This is why you have all this tension going on with these nations. Sooner or later, you're going to see these other nations cause a cyber attack, bro. That's the next big move. And when you go into the World Economic Forum, right, these elites out there in Switzerland, they even were talking about how we got to get prepared for more cyber attacks and dangers of our power grid, okay? Because these elites are getting ready to come in with their new plan, their new agenda, the new world order, which is going to be governed by what? That CHIP, that mark of the beast, the RFID CHIP. Okay, it's crazy how we can't even say that on our YouTube channels or it'll get flagged. Goes to show you that, hey, what we're saying is true, man. And sooner or later, you people are going to see it, man. You're going to be calling brothers up. You're going to be trying to ask and inquire. But what's going to happen? Hey, the Lord's going to, shut our mouths in that day. We're not going to be a reprover to you anymore, right? The scriptures say that the tongues of our mouth shall cleave to the roof. Let me get that. It's in the book of Ezekiel, chapter. The famine of the word is going to hit, man. Because we're not even going to be able to talk in that time, bro. It's going to, this truth is going to be so outlawed, bro, that we're not going to be able to, tell none of y'all anything, right? Let me see. Or is it the book of Ezekiel chapter 7? Or is it 5? Salaki, man. Man, freaking. But nonetheless, this is a good precept right here as well, man. Going into that, this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and verse 26. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and the counsel from the ancient. You see? We're not going to be reproving y'all anymore, man. Man, if I can't find it, I'll just put it in the comment board. But this is, please, I'm going to close out with this precept right here. This is the book of Ezekiel 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. What's that? The prophecies, man. And it's crazy how the elders and the apostles have been talking about, all this shit that's getting ready to come upon Babylon the Great. And then Barack Obama and then Barack and Michelle drop a movie that is straight talking about the prophecies that have been talked about in the scriptures, man, happening. And our elders have been talking about this from the get-go, from when I heard about the truth, man. Which was what first came into this thing a while back, man. Like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, man, damn near almost like 4 years. Now the elders have been in this thing 10, 15 years plus, man. Plus. And it's just not starting to manifest itself, man, because they understood that the elect has to be sealed first. The elect has to be sealed first. So this is the book of Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, right? Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. You're going to desire to seek a vision from a prophet, but it's going to perish from you, man. You're going to be like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. No, I don't, RFID, I say nothing about none of that. You know, I didn't say nothing about I don't even know what that means. I don't know what Edomite means, right? We're going to become dumb unto them. Scriptures say that. Acting like we don't know what we're talking about. But yeah, man, you know, we're at the end of this thing, bro. You know, I can keep on pushing and enduring. There's not too much time left. I don't want to desire this was an acceptable sacrifice unto Yahawashi, Yahawashi. I want to close out by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power. Yahweh, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kapadash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahawashi is the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, Agri and Millstone, who rule well and teach well. And shalom to the hopeful elect man. I can push in this word out the four corners of the earth without truth and sincerity, making your calling and election short. Shalom, shalom.